All right, this is a speech on the history of golf. The other day, a couple years ago, I was reading a story in Golf Digest on this guy he's a retired police officer. His name's Colin McGregor. And he was on his way, he's a retired police officer from Chicago. And he's on his way to Scotland, which is considered the home of modern golf. And he was flying over Ireland and Scotland, and he looks down out of the plane and he sees this island just out in the middle of nowhere. And he sees what looks like is a golf course. And so he lands in Scotland, takes a ferry over to this island because he wants to go play this so-called golf course that he thought he saw. So he gets over to this island. It's called South Uist. It's an island off of Scotland. And he starts asking around, where's the golf course that I saw? Where's the golf course I saw? And everyone tells him, there's no golf course. There's no golf course. So he starts doing some more digging and goes to where he thought he saw the golf course, and there's just this little shack, sheep everywhere, and talks to the old man who lives there and says, yeah, this used to be a golf course here. And so he starts talking to the guy and going through some of the old rooms in the basement and stuff and looking at old files that the guy just had, because this house that this guy farmer lived in used to be the clubhouse for an old golf course. And so they did some digging and found out that this guy, his name is Old Tom Morris. He's considered to be one of the fathers of golf, of modern golf, had designed this course, built it. And so they, over the last 6 years, they've resurrected this golf course so that people can come play. Now they offer memberships throughout the world where you can pay a small fee and be a member of this golf course that Old Tom Morris built. And Tom Morris is the guy on the right there, and he was he was around back in the 1600s. So I mean, this is a very old golf course that they were able to resurrect and bring back to life, and now people can play it today. As far as the origins of golf, there is a debate as to how golf got its start. And the three main ways that they think that it came about is through this game called Paganica, Chuion, and modern golf, which is what we know today. Paganica is a game that started by the Romans in the 1st century in Italy. And as the Roman Empire grew and started conquering different places throughout Europe and Africa, this game also became part of the Roman camps and the soldiers. The equipment that they used were bent sticks and a feather stuffed ball. Now the ball was about 5 inches in diameter, so it's a little bit different. And then what they used to do is just, you can see the pictures up there, they would have a face-off kind of almost like lacrosse, and then they would hit it at certain objects, like a tree or a post or something. So that's how that got started. And so they think that some people think that the traces of golf come from this. The next one is Chuion. The literal meaning in Chinese of Chuion is ball hitting. The Chinese game became popular during the Song dynasty of between 960 and 1279 AD. It was similar to croquet, where they played in a smaller field, but instead of heading through hoops, they had holes in the ground with little flags coming out. But it was played on a much smaller scale. They used 10 clubs and wooden balls of varying sizes to hit into the holes with the colored flags. And in the bottom picture there is a picture of the different types of clubs that they used. A lot different than what we have today. Modern golf can be traced back to Scotland in the 15th century. There's no specific dates as to when modern golf started. A lot of it was destroyed when Scotland and Ireland feuded, and Scotland and England, Great Britain feuded, had wars, and a lot of things were destroyed. But the first record of evidence of golf at St. Andrews, now St. Andrews is considered to be the home of golf. There's the old course that they have at St. Andrews. The first evidence of golf is in 1552, and that's the game that we know today. Par 3s, par 4s, par 5s, and that sort of thing. Old Tom Morris, from that story earlier, he was a professional at St. Andrews, and also a club maker and groundskeeper at St. Andrews. In 1729, the first evidence of golf was in the United States. Well, it wasn't the United States then, but the governor of Massachusetts left in his will a set of golf clubs when he died. The USGA, which is the governing rules body, United States Golf Association, was formed in 1894. The PGA Tour, which is what the competition that the professionals play on, was formed in 1929, and the LPGA, for the Ladies Professional Golf Association, was formed in 1950. Golf has, for the men, has 4 major championships. The Open, which is played in Ireland, Scotland, and England, was formed in 1860. Old Tom Morris won it 4 times. And every 5 years it rotates between Ireland, Scotland, and England, but every 5 years it goes back to St. Andrews, which is also considered the home of golf. The U.S. Open started in 1895. It's played in the United States. It's considered the national championship for the United States. The Masters is a very elite tournament to be able to play in, and you have to have won a tournament or be invited or be in the top 50 in the world in order to play in this tournament. And then the PGA Championship is a tournament that that you have to have won on the PGA Tour, the Asian Tour, or the European Tour in order to play in it. You have to have won in the last 2 years in order to play in that tournament. Some famous U.S. golfers throughout the U.S. history of golf is Bobby Jones. He was born in 1902 and died in 1971. He played most of his career as an amateur, never won any money for it, didn't want to. He is the only person to hold all 4 major championships in a calendar year. Arnold Palmer is another one that people are famous with Arnie's Army. He brought the common man to golf. He wasn't from an aristocratic background. He was a commoner from Pennsylvania and made golf accessible to the common man. Jack Nicklaus, he is from Columbus, Ohio, graduated from the Ohio State University, and he holds the most major championships, 18 for anybody in the history of golf. And then Tiger Woods, obviously we all know him. He's the greatest of our generation. He has 14 major championships. But the reason I put Tiger Woods up here is because what happened with Tiger Woods when he played is he brought so many people to the game by the way he dominated golf. And in fact, he dominated it so much that that tournaments and golf courses called it tiger proofing, where they tried to lengthen golf courses and make courses tighter so that it would not make an advantage for Tiger Woods. But it ended up doing the opposite because he was that much better than everybody else that he ended up winning more because they were eliminating other players because he could hit it further and more accurate than everybody else. And then just the current future state of golf in the United States. There's currently 24.7 million golfers in the United States, according to Golf Digest. They expect a 1% growth over the next 4 years, which is also the expected growth of the population is 1% over the next 4 years. So as the growth, the main portion of the growth is going to come through junior golfers. from ages 16 to 18, and then millennials as they graduate college and look for a leisure sport, something to keep themselves active, that golf is going to be something that they go to. And a lot of people are getting to golf, and some courses are closing down because of the recession and things like that. That's hurt golf a little bit, the growth of it. So a lot of people are getting back to golf, or go in golf, that are going to the older courses so they can reconnect with the history of golf, like going to the course at Askernish Old, where old Tom Morris built a course. You can go walk those grounds and play those same holes that he played. So that's the history of golf in a nutshell.